So fantastic things ahead. We've got another day of finding equivalent fractions. On Monday, you looked at what an equivalent fraction was. On Tuesday, you looked at finding equivalent fractions through multiplication. And today, you are looking at finding equivalent fractions through division. Okay, remember division is the inverse operation of multiplication, the opposite. If you're having trouble, can you please practice your multiplication? You're the only one who can help yourself. So let's look at this first let's learn question. It says that 4/12 is the same as 2/6, which is the same as, I don't know. So let's remind you how to do this. So 4 is the shaded section. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4/12, 4 is your numerator and 12ths are your denominator. Yes, I'm tripping over my tongue. And then once again, the 2, the numerator, is the shaded part because it's the part we're looking at, whereas the denominator is the total. Okay, so 2/6, 1, 2. And here we've got, what's the total? The total of the parts is 1, 2, 3. So we put 3 in the denominator. And how many parts are shaded? Well, just one part is shaded. So 4/12 is the same as 2/6, which is the same as 1/3. I hope you understood that. If you don't, rewind. Okay, moving up the page, it shows us here how we went from 4/12 to 2/6. So what we did is we went, and remember I said yesterday, what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. We went 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Then we went 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And I'm going to write it down as a visual. So you have the 4/12. 12 divided by 2 equals, it's just half, 6. And 4 divided by 2 equals, I'm really having problems, aren't I? 2. So easy, 4/12 divided by 4 this time. So 12 divided by 4 is, if you know your multiplication, you know your fact family, you go 3, because 3 times 4 equals 12. 4 times 3 equals 12. 12 divided by 4 equals 3, and 12 divided by 3 equals 4. If you didn't understand that, you have to go and you have to learn your multiplication. You have to get into your fact families, and you need to do those kind of extension tasks for yourself. Get on Essential Assessment and do those tasks that you haven't done. All right, so 4 divided by 4, well, 4 goes into 4 only one time. So we have 4/12 is the same as 1/3. So here we've got all of those same fractions again. So we can say 1/3, 2/6, and 4/12 are equivalent fractions. We can say that 1/3 and 2/6 are different ways of writing 4/12. Okay, let's read this box together. To find an equivalent fraction, we can also divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. Some of you may understand as you do. Once again, we're up to this section. The numerator and denominator of 1/3 cannot be further divided by the same number. And I'll explain that. It can't be divided because 3 is actually a prime number. The only whole numbers that divide into 3 are 1 in itself. It's the same with 1. 1 is a prime number. The only thing that can be divided into 1 is 1 in itself. So 1/3 is the simplest form of 4/12. And neither 3 or 1 are part of a fact family except 4 by themselves. In this case, there's no lesser number. So when we want to find the simplest form of fraction, we divide. And that's really important because this text is going to ask you to find the simplest form of fraction lots. And so you're going to have to get used to dividing it right back to its simplest form. A fraction is in its simplest form when the numerator and denominator cannot be further divided by the same number except 1. Okay? So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Let me just flick you so you can see my goober face. I say funny things, I can't help it. So fractions is okay. Fractions is not hard. It's just doing simple steps, taking one step at a time. If you need to re-listen to me. If you need to see Mr. Coach Kokonis, go to Coach Kokonis, and make sure you're learning. It's really, really important. If you're having problems, please tell us. Remember, I said that. Tell us, because we cannot read your minds. We can only guess if you're sending everything through and it's got a cross against it. But I prefer that if you're having troubles, that you let me know, or Mr. Longley or Mr. K, and we will work at trying to figure out how to help you best. Okay? Cheerio!